Radical. Radical. Radical.
Welcome to Show Off Saturday. This is going to be a very quick Show Off Saturday. This is the very beginnings. We're at the very beginnings. This is part one of my ultimate budget gaming setup. Now, you might see a budget as maybe, $500. I'm only going to spend $500 on a gaming setup. Well, if you want the ultimate gaming setup, that's not realistic. Not realistic. I don't know what my peak price here is putting all this together, but I'm going to quickly go over what I believe is the ingredients in an ultimate budget gaming setup. And maybe in part two, we go over some of the pricing I paid for all these items specifically. So first off, I think the most important part of your gaming or anything entertainment system wise is finding the perfect television. For me, the perfect TV is a really wonderful looking TCL 75 inch. Once I put this together, I thought this is as big as I want to go. I mean, I had a 55, I had a 65, now I got a 75, and I'm saying with confidence, I don't need to go any bigger. Now, once I get used to it, 2-3 years down the road, that might change. I might say, well, let me try out an 80 or 85. But I think a 75 is absolutely perfect. Perfect. Because as you see, I have a setup with a gaming PC also. So from here, well, let me just show you the ingredients. And then we'll go over the pricing, and then maybe we'll fine tune it. Also, I don't have great cable management right now. It's better than it was. But that's also going to be a part. This is a multi-part process putting together the ultimate budget and space-saving, also space-saving gaming setup. That's very key here because you want to not take up an entire big room with all of your gaming stuff. So the ingredients are, of course, the 75-inch TCL TV, which has a gorgeous picture on it. I've showed off Red Dead Redemption. I played some Uncharted 4, and I was just stunned at how great a quality it was for supposedly a budget TV. But for me, putting this together, of the systems I'm going to play mostly, and we're excluding a lot of old retro systems from the 90s, which I'm going to put together a separate setup. Maybe I'll get me a CRT or something for that. But older systems, just the downside is they don't really look that great stretched out to 4K. Well, maybe you could get stuff, or I don't know. I think an old CRT is probably the best way to go for something like that. But for the 2000s and up, I start out with, of course, the PlayStation 2. How could you go wrong with the PlayStation 2? And this is the smallest version of it. I'm going for space saving, so the PlayStation 2 Slim, that's one. Also, how about a Super Slim? Still not nearly as slim as that, but a PS3 Super Slim right there. Then the PS4, in the future, if I get a PS5, I'm curious. Is the PS5 going to fit right there or not? Is the supposed PS5 Slim going to fit in that spot right there? If so, that'd be perfect because I could play the 4 games on a 5. But if not, I might hold off on getting a PS5, or I might never get a PS5 and just wait to a PS6. Because as you see here, I got a lot of gaming I can do even without a PS5. And of course, you've seen before, the Series X. I need to clean it again. That's crazy. Maybe just black shows dirt really easy, I'm not sure. But the Series X, also the controllers, because I just can't fit them there. I have a Hori controller, and supposedly that's a very expensive controller, but because those were chewed up, I think I got a great deal on it. But again, I'll go over the pricing here later. Then kind of like a wired PS4 controller. I have an affinity for the wired controllers. That's just me. Maybe a lot of you like the wireless. I like wired controllers. And I usually hook my wire up, the USB there, when I have my Series X controller, which is a dust magnet for some reason. There. Over here, we got a red Wii. Look at the red Wii. Isn't that freaking gorgeous, man? Isn't that freaking gorgeous? That's got to be my favorite looking Wii system. And the great thing about this particular Wii system is, even though it's not the original white, it is still backward compatible with the GameCube games. So you look at it here, I also have a PS1. I have a PS1 I have a PS3, a PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. If I get a PS5 and put there, then I'll have PS4 and a PS5. And then a Series X, which plays a limited backward compatible 360 games. Then I have a Wii and a GameCube. And over there, look at that beauty, which I'll go into a little more also. It is the most gorgeous looking Xbox 360 system. You can't tell me no different. The gloss white is the best looking Xbox 360 system. Also, it's going to be slim. Now, what's taking up the most space here is going to be, of course, my gaming PC, but what the hell are you going to do? Runs whisper quiet also. Isn't that nice? What you going to do? I got to have something that puts all this together, and I do all my video editing with. Literally, I could stay in this one spot almost forever. Who needs to see daylight? Look at the entertainment capabilities here. And this I sometimes watch DVDs on, but I have Blu-ray players, man. I got Blu-ray players here also. Lastly, look at what I put together here. And in the next upload, I'll go into more detail here about this and how I put this together. But this is the RCA surround sound system that I'm using, of course, as a makeshift little table. But those are two $4 each Goodwill specials, Sharp bookshelf speakers. And I've showed these off before. They look pretty sharp. And sounding through here, I have them wired in series because they're 6 ohms each. I have them wired up to 12 ohms. You don't want to wire these together and drop it down to... you don't want to drop it down to 3 ohms. That'll burn our champ here and everything. And they sound wonderful. Let's see if I can actually crank it up just for a moment here. Okay.
Within the next 4 or 5 years, you'll have another major Grand Theft Auto game versus waiting almost 10 to 15 years for one. I wonder if people would be so...
Don't I sound great through that? Yep. I haven't really tested that out any like movies or whatnot, but I'm looking forward to that.